Hey guys, welcome to PCube, where we watch and talk about music as classical musicians. Today we are going back to my hair idol, Robert Plant, and the band Led Zeppelin.
So, as my sister said, we have a special video today because we actually did two other versions of this song. We are going back to Stairway to Heaven. That's because once we posted it the first time, we watched the live version first. Even though it was not our first reaction, a lot of you guys were very mad actually because we made the wrong choice and listened to the live version, and it has to be listened in the original version first before moving forward. We also listened to the heart covering that, but after so many requests and including some of our supporters on Buy Me a Coffee, including Richard and Ed, we decided to recreate that video with the studio version. At first, we were a little reluctant to do so because we had just released that video and we didn't want to redo like the same song. But I think now enough months has passed that we can definitely go ahead and watch and listen to the studio version. I want to also give a shout out to SolarJet, who is also one of our supporters on Buy Me a Coffee. He suggested Led Zeppelin as well. He suggested a different song, but we decided to put everything together and do Stairway to Heaven because I think that's the song that everybody or most people want us to react to. To the studio version, I swear this is the right version. Official audio from their channel, so we know that that's the version we have to choose. And we are so excited because even though we know this song, I feel like there's so much to explore. So we also read the lyrics and we kind of like dug deeper in the meaning of the lyrics, and we were so blown away by it. I was like, okay, we didn't talk much about the lyrics the first time. So, but at the same time, I feel like if you've been listening to this band for like so many years, you might also know the meaning. So I don't know, we try not to like get too deep in anything. I feel like it's gonna be mostly music anyway given our backgrounds, but we try to like not ignore the lyrics completely because I mean they had such a deep meanings to each of the lines. We're like, oh my god. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get it started, especially since it's a longer song a little bit, and we'll talk more later.
There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word she can get what she came for. And she's buying a stairway to heaven. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure, 'cause you know sometimes words have two meanings.
Oh my god, I feel like I'm just haunted by that. The mix of the guitar and that flute. I don't remember, honestly, I don't remember much from the live performance. So technically, this can be my first reaction as well. But I was gonna say, first of all, I feel like the video is not doing, even though it's not a video, it's like all these like visuals that are moving, they're kind of distracting, mainly because their tempo or the speed of their changing is just like super fast and it doesn't match the vibe. So I was trying to not to look at it because it would distract me and it would take away like how touching the song was, because the moment that the flute entered, I mean, everybody knows about the guitar solo, but the moment that the flute entered the scene, it felt like we are not in this world anymore. And then the way that, I don't know, it was just so haunting, and it felt it's like from a different time and a different place. And obviously like his voice like being so like soft and quiet and intimate in the beginning, like matching like that haunting vibe. I feel like that's how I can just describe that whole mood of the first 2 minutes, like very haunting.
Yeah, exactly. And I think one of the reasons that this song is such a big deal, and like it's one of the best songs in the music history, aside from its very deep lyrics and the meaning behind it, which we can talk later, is that the music is so unique, especially when you look at the genre. That, I mean, they don't have like a really specific style or something, but in general, in the kind of rock genre or something, it's completely unique, the atmosphere that they are making, and the flute itself that they're using in this kind of like pastoral way, and like really like you can see the hills and the mountains and something really unearthly. And I think that I in general flutes sound is something that is really not earthy, and every time I hear flute I'm like, it doesn't come from a wooden thing or like a metal thing. It's something, I don't know from where this sound is coming from, but also the way that they use it, and the kind of airy, a little bit like an airy sound that they added to the flute, and also the beautiful melody that they use. It's like completely out of the material things that also the lyrics is talking about.
Sometimes words have two meanings. In a tree by the brook, there's a songbird who sings. Sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiven. There's a feeling I get when I look to the west, and my spirit is crying for leaving. In my thoughts I have seen rings of smoke through the trees, and the voices of those who stand looking. Soon, if we all call the tune, then the piper will lead us to reason, and a new day will dawn for those who stand long, and the forests will echo with laughter. coming clean for the May Queen. Yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. And it makes me wonder, your head is humming and it won't go. In case you don't know, the piper's calling you to join him. Dear lady, can you hear the wind blow? And did you know your stairway lies on the whispering wind?
Let's just wait here, even though I don't want to like break the flow too much, but I feel like there were at least two moments that I want to talk about, that I feel like there were two
Yeah.
turning points of this song, because I was like, oh, should I pause? Should I pause? But at the same time, it's like a very beautiful flow, so I don't wanna like break it too much. But I feel like so far, we heard, at least I heard, like three sections. The first moment I feel like was the moment like 2:15-ish, when the electric guitar kind of like entered the scene again. I feel like that was a very like monumental moment in this song, because we entered from that like weird place that was just the acoustic guitar and the flute or recorder. We entered kind of like to a different world. I feel like there was a shift in the lyrics as well. The moment that the guitar kind of started, it went to the point that makes me wonder. So it's kind of like the start of questioning everything, and I feel like having it in that exact moment was very, very interesting. But also at the same time, we had no drums, and then again having the drum entrance was again another shift, because his delivery and then the way that he was singing also shifted so much. It was like a huge difference, and then it went from kind of like a weird dreamlike moments song that we heard like so far. It felt like we are floating, we're not like on the ground. It felt more grounded, it felt more earthy to me, and that was also very interesting to that. Just like, okay, this is the moment that we are changing characters and everything.
Yeah, I mean, you said so many things that was in my mind, and I also wanted to
Sorry.
say, yeah, for example, the second part, that it was a start of being a little more earthy and like more like in this world, and like you are thinking the like a human would think, and not like in a heavenly way, or like in a spiritual way, because the first part or the intro was like had this spiritual like otherworldly kind of vibe to it. And as the music started to feel earthy, as you put your feet on the earth, and now you're thinking, okay, yeah, maybe it's not, it's something, you know, I have to think about something. And exactly the lyrics says, makes me wonder, and it's exactly ask the question, and the journey starts from when you start asking question from yourself. And the part that I never realized until now, that I was really focused on listening to it, was that even kind of the voice character and the colors that he was using in his voice was different in each of these parts. The first part was exactly more like airy and fluffy and like otherworldly, and then the second part, it was a mixture. Sometimes it was so direct and so like glassy, and sometimes was a little scratchy. It was a mixture of the things, but definitely more certain, yeah, at least at some parts, and more earthy. And then in the third part, it was completely like earthy and like I don't know, completely the spiritual aspect or the heavenly aspect of it completely was deleted, and it was like you're singing a song not at all about some spiritual thing or some deeper meaning or something. It was completely, it was like your feet are on the ground, and like everything is like completely earthy and logical and stuff. So that was also very, I don't know if it was intentional. And this song is so well made that it's like it keeps you waiting until the last moment, and it gives you what some songs would have given you in the beginning. It's like when you, I mean, food is good in general and it gives you joy, but it's different when you are like, okay, I have to eat, so I eat. Or you wait such a long time and you had such a long day and you're very hungry and you're very waiting for the food, and then you eat it, and it's completely like it makes such a difference in the taste, in the pleasure that it gives you. And I think what happened with the drums and also the like more like present electric guitar or something was exactly like that. As it started, you were like, oh, I didn't even know, but I waited so long for this, and even made it more enjoyable and more like a big deal when it delayed so much and then it came.
But in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. And it makes me wonder, your head is humming
Wow. I think after like deep digging in the lyrics, and after this time, because we listened to like 2 versions of it already on this channel, but after this time I would never listen to this song like I was before. It completely changed everything about it. I think I will appreciate this song in another level from now. The thing that was just blowing my mind during the song was that it just took us into a journey with this like sections and different parts that that they were making. It was like it took you into a journey that everybody could go if they start asking the question, that if you start wondering, I think this would be exactly your journey of at the end getting into something deeper and like see the world in other ways. Because in the beginning it was like your head and your mind and your thinkings and all your beliefs is just at some other place that is just like coming from your subconscious, and you're not paying attention to anything, and you do everything like in a materialistic way, and then you think that you are getting this you are in a very meaningful world, and you are thinking like you're in a right way, that you're in a meaningful way or something. But then if you start wondering and asking yourself questions, which was the second part, then a journey would start. And then you would go to you have to go to the in the third part, and you have to question every little basic thing that you thought you believe that it's correct. You have to completely destroy all of the beliefs that you had. And then with the solo part, the very like iconic solo electric guitar solo part, you go through this journey of sometimes, like for example with the loop like this, it's like in this journey sometimes you stuck in some place and you go through a loop. Some of the things that you realize or go through is painful, some of them are hopeful, which was the whole like the mixture of feelings in this solo, which wasn't even that long. And then this whole solo part was like a, I don't know, like a catharsis. If I'm not sure if I remember it right, but yeah, it's like for example, it's like the hero of a movie. I think it's a movie or like a theater a kind of word, but that's coming from the ancient Greek or something, if I remember it right. But it's like the hero of the movie just exactly asks the question or faces an issue that destroy its belief system, and has to go through a journey, and in a painful journey. And then you in this journey, it's, I think it's called catharsis, which at the end you will become a new person. I mean, it's so much deeper and better than I could say, but I think I couldn't say it any better with with the English, with my English. But but yeah, and then at the end that he says that and she's buying a stairway to heaven. This is the new person, and with the new beliefs, that now is exactly buying a real stairway to heaven, and the heaven would be the deep meaningful things that are out of this materialistic things.
After listening to the whole thing, and also like after listening to your points about like how it's a journey and it's like going through like life, and then you question and rebuild everything, it really remind me, I mean, it's a very philosophical theme. I feel like that it's a very like deep and heavy subject. But it's very interesting that in a lot of countries, in their literature, philosophy, the belief system, that journey is present. Like, it really reminds me, I'm sure you know that a lot of Persian poetry and literature have this exact same theme. There's like poetry collections that is just about like the journey of life, going from like the material life that you have toward the spirituality, and then the issues that you face in this journey, the things that you have to sacrifice, the people you lose. And that it really reminds me of a lot of the poetry. And it's so interesting to see that it's not just I don't know where they get the inspiration, but it's not limited to a certain like area of the world. It's just like everywhere, that like the big question of life, that what is the meaning of life, like what is like the actual like goal for all these humans, and what gives you fulfillment and happiness, like exists. But the way that it was like captured in like an 8-minute song so perfectly with music, so it was not just about like the literature or the story anymore. It had so many like musical elements accompanying it. I feel like that makes it such a masterpiece. I feel like we should start like reading the lyrics, especially for songs like this that is just kind of ambiguous. I mean, if you listen to a love song, maybe there is like metaphors, very beautiful like phrases, but at the end of the day, I feel like the meaning is like self-explanatory. But songs like this, we should take some time, because we want to save. Sometimes when we would read the lyrics, a lot of comments were like, oh, you should go in this like completely raw. But I feel like it takes away from a lot of the things that you can realize the first time. So I don't know, we try to make a balance of it, because that just gave a whole, like as you said, a whole another level to this song. It makes you appreciate how they also put all that themes that are very heavy and very meaningful to all this music, the way of thinking about all this.
Yeah, one thing else that I wanted to add, which was referring also to the other things that I said, is that I can really understand, or not only understand, I can feel this, the meaning of the lyrics, especially now that I live in like a first world country, like in like a Western country, that you can have the basic things of a good life, that you can just live your life and not think about anything deep, and just, you know, here and there go with the trends, also like go with the, and even be an activist even, and go with the trendy stuffs and think that you're doing a deep and meaningful thing. Or you can just be completely out of everything that is happening, and you just have the best living of your life, live a very pleasant life, and think that you have the gold and you're buying the stairway to heaven. And it's actually harder to start asking that question and start wondering, because everything is completely ready for you, and you don't even think about why should I be deeper, because every time asking questions bring pain and bring something that you have to sacrifice. And like the moment that you start asking questions and wondering, it's the moment that the pain comes and the easy things go, and you have to do a harder things. So this really makes sense for those people, especially who live in a country that you can, you know, live your normal life very easily and don't even start asking questions. There is something outside of the wall that you have to break with asking questions, that is so, I mean, it's painful and it's so hard to deal with. But the beauty that is in the other side of the wall, that you have to break with asking questions and go through the hard things, the beauty that is there is completely worth it. And it's definitely hard and painful, but being meaningful and, like, you know, living like deep and thinking deeply, it's, at least in my opinion, worth the pain to go through this catharsis.
Wow, it got so deep so quickly.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Another TED Talk with Per.
Yeah. Oh my God, I think we should wrap this video before it gets any longer. It's already been 45 minutes. All right, so thank you again, Richard, Ed, and SolarJet for suggesting Led Zeppelin, as well as a lot of you guys who commented that we should definitely give this version a video. It deserves its own video, so we couldn't agree more, especially after listening to
Definitely.
us. Yeah, so we're so happy that we did that. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video as much as we did. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. If you want to support us more, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. We'll see you guys in our next video. Bye.
Bye.